Friends, welcome back to the online classes of physics. This is your Naima Miss, back with again the continuation of acid, bases and salt. That is your 10th class, third lesson topic. So let's continue. In our previous class, we have learned about the solubility of the we have learned about what is the reactivity of H plus ions, what we are getting in, and that is acids and bases in the water, isn't it? Are they soluble or not? What is happening when you are just s- uh, d- uh, dissolving it in water, isn't it? So today we will learn about the strengths of acid and bases. Okay, strengths of acids and bases. So here we'll just do an activity. There we can see what we are going to do in last activity. We have taken, see, like how the current, whether the presence of H plus ions only will allow the current flow. Similarly, what we are going to do, we are going to take a beaker A and B. We are going to take two beakers. In one beaker we will take dilute acetic acid. Okay, in one beaker we will take dilute acetic acid. It is nothing but acetic acid, CH3COOH, and in one beaker we will take we will take HCl, hydrochloric acid. Then what we are going to do, we are going to just arrange the apparatus like what we have arranged in our previous activity. Just we are going to, you know, place this as HCl and this is acetic acid. Then simply we are going to arrange graphite rods. Again we are just going to connect this with bulb. Okay, this we are going to connect this with bulb. Here we got switch, right? Similarly, plug. Here also we are going to do the same thing. Here we are going to connect two graphite rods. Then simply we are going to connect this with a plug. Okay, and this we are going to connect with a bulb. Okay, then what is going to happen here? What we are going to do, simply we are going to do the same activity. We are going to see that in which of the, in which of the solution, in which of the acid the bulb is going to glow more brighter. You will notice that the bulb glows brightly in this HCl solution. Okay, it will grow brightly in the HCl solution, while the intensity of the bulb is low in the acetic acid solution. This indicates that there are more ions in the HCl solution and fewer ions in the presence are present in the acetic acid solution. More ions in HCl solution means there are more hydronium forms. So what is hydronium? I said hydronium ion means H3O plus ion. Yes, there are more number of H3O plus ions formed. Therefore, it is a strong acid. Whereas here, few number of H3O plus ions are formed. That's why they are weak acid. Same, this activity can be carried out by taking the bases also. Like we can take NaOH in one NaOH in one beaker, and in another beaker we can take NH4OH. Okay, that is ammonium hydroxide instead of acids. Now, next is the universal indicator. Okay, the universal indicator can also be used to know the strength of the acids or bases. Okay, universal indicator. What is universal indicator? It is nothing but a mixture of several indicators. The universal indicator shows how, different colors at different concentrations of hydrogen ions in a solution. So here it's nothing but we are going to learn about pH scale. So what is pH scale? pH scale is nothing but a scale for measuring hydrogen ions concentration in a solution is called as pH scale. Then this was P stands for potence. Okay, potence. In German the potence means power. P stands for potence, and this potence means power. H is nothing but hydrogen ions, H plus ions. Okay, so here the pH of the neutral solution is 7. If you say the pH is neutral, that is, if we take a neutral solution, you can see that pH of the neutral solution is 7. Okay, and if the pH is less than 7, that is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, then you can say it is acidic. Okay, if the pH is greater than 7, then you can say it is basic, that is 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, whatsoever it is. Okay, So how it is measured? It is measured by you can take the, you can take few of the acids, like you can take hydrochloric acid, acetic acid, sodium chloride. Okay, you can take anything. You can take tomato juice, you can take coffee, lemon juice, whatever you want, like tap water, banana juice, colorless aerated drink, saliva, anything, and just take the strips of pH and just see that where the reading is coming. That means a different, if the strip is, suppose this is the strip and it contains different layers like this. Okay, so wherever the color is changing, suppose it is coming, now this is 7. Okay, and the color has changed till here, and you find something, some this color, that means it is, and the number is starting from here like this, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so it is above 7, isn't it? It is more than 7, that means it is basic. Okay, that means it is basic. If the same solution color changes here itself, if you get a reading somewhere here, then it means that is less than 7, it is acidic. Okay, so simply we can say that, suppose this is your pH scale. Okay, this is your pH scale, and you can say that the number of formation of H3O plus ions, more the acidic will be the acid, okay, or the base, more the strong it is. Okay, more the number of formation of H3O plus ions, more it is strong, it is considered as strong acid or strong base. Okay, more the number of H3O plus ions, you can consider it as a strong. Thus, less the number of H3O plus ions, you can consider it as weak. Okay, the strength of the acid or the base depends on the concentration of H3O plus ions or OH minus produced in the solution. If we take hydrochloric acid and acetic acid of the same concentration, then they produce different concentration of the hydrogen ions, isn't it? Acids that give more H3O plus ions are said to be strong. That gives fewer H3O plus ions are said to be weak, isn't it? See, similarly we can say, now what I said 7 means it is neutral, isn't it? 7 means I said neutral. Okay, now from like what I said, below 7 or less than 7, all are acidic, isn't it? They are acid. But here also we can say, if like they are 0, 1, 2, 3, then they are strong. Okay, if more it is, more the concentration of H3O plus ions, more it is stronger. Whereas you can see this is a little bit lesser than these, so you can say they are weak. So whichever acid is having reading between this, you can say they are weak acids, and here which are having these readings, which are getting these readings on the pH scale, are the considered as strong acids. Similarly, here also you can say like this, all these are considered as base, isn't it? They are considered as basic, but these are weak, isn't it? These are weak and these are strong. So let us know what is the importance of pH in our everyday life. So first is pH. Are plants and animals sensitive to pH? Okay, first one is plants and animals are pH sensitive. What it is actually? So living organisms can survive only in a narrow range of pH. Okay, they cannot survive in all range of pH. So when pH of rainwater is less than 5.6, if the pH of rainwater is less than 5.6, then it causes to acid rains. When acid rains flow into rivers, it lowers the pH of the river water. The survival of aquatic life in such rivers become very difficult. Now, second point is pH the cause of tooth decay? Is pH responsible for the tooth decay? What is the reason? So it's nothing but tooth decay starts when pH of the mouth is lower than 5, is less than 5.5. Okay. tooth enamel made of calcium phosphate is hardest substance in the body. It does not dissolve in water but is corroded when the pH in the mouth is below 5.5. Bacteria present in our mouth produces acid by degrading of sugar and food particles remaining in the mouth. The best way to prevent this to clean the mouth after eating. Using toothpaste, which are generally basic, neutralize the excess of acid whatever is present in our mouth. They will just neutralize it and they will prevent the tooth decay. Okay, so whatever, if the pH is less than 5.5, then the tooth decay of our teeth will take place. So it is simply you brush your teeth and after eating immediately just clean it up. The next is pH in our digestive system. What is the pH in our digestive system and what for it is responsible? It is very interesting to note that our stomach produces HCl. In our intestine, if you have learned in bio, it is that as some acid is present in our stomach. What is that? HCl, hydrochloric acid. It helps in the digestion of our food, isn't it? Without harming the stomach. During the indigestion, the stomach produces too much acid and this causes pain and irritation. Some burning sensation will start in our stomach. That will lead to nothing but the excess production of the HCl, isn't it? To get rid of this pain, what we do? People use bases called as antacids. To reduce these acids, we have to neutralize it, isn't it? So to neutralize this, we have to use some bases, and those are called as antacids. What are those called as? They are called as antacids. They are called as antacids. Then these acids neutralize excess acids in the stomach. Like example, milk of magnesia, that is magnesium hydroxide. A mild base is often used for this purpose. What is that? Milk of magnesia. Milk of magnesia. This is nothing but magnesium hydroxide. That ENO and or whatever we use now, it comprises of milk of magnesia. That is nothing but magnesium hydroxide, which leads to the neutralization of the acids which are produced in our stomach. Now, pH of soil. See, if the pH of soil is acidic, will the plant survive? Will the plant survive? No, they cannot survive. For the survival of plants, they need some, proper amount of pH. What is that? Plant requires a specific pH range for the healthy growth. To find out the pH required for the healthy growth of a plant, you can collect the soil samples from the various places and check the pH in the manner described in the below activity. Okay, we will learn one activity. Also, you can note down what the type of plants are growing in the regions. Okay, so what we are going to do, we just put about 2 grams of soil in a test tube and add 5 ml of water to it. Then simply we are going to shake to the test content. Okay, then filter the content and collect the filtrate in the test tubes. Then what is going to happen? We are just going to see that see the pH of the soil, and accordingly we are going to just plant the seeds, sow the seeds, isn't it? Then next problem, how does the these bees, ants, what do they do for their self protection? They just bite us, isn't it? Bee sting leaves and what it does do, it leaves some acid, okay, which causes pain and irritation in our body, isn't it? They use of mild bases like baking soda or the on the stunk areas give relief. Stinking hair of the leaves of nettle plant inject methanoic acid, that is formic acid, causing burning pain. Even the ants, which causes, when the ants bite us, we feel like burning sensation. That sensation is nothing but they release the formic acid into our body wherever they touch, and that will cause the burning sensation and the pain starts.